Well, Iran's 1% are probably worse than the 1% that's in the U.S., or maybe that's not actually true per human nature, but I guess the way the system is in Iran, it's probably even more skewed. Because I give you one event that just recently happened. You wouldn't believe it. I hear all that propaganda out there on the alternative media about, Iran's a peaceful nation and they're just trying to freaking blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. But, basically a lot of people are peaceful. It's always the leaders on the top. But, this was on the opposite side of the world. So just to give you a little heads up on something about the 1%, there was a car accident. It just kind of displays exactly how the disparity between the wealthy and the poor going on over there during a time of sanctions, because actually the wealthy are profiting by the sanctions. And the wealthy and the ones that are the 1% are the religious clerics. This was a late model Porsche. Driven by, well, actually, it wasn't driven by the 21-year-old grandson of one of the clerics. It was driven by a girlfriend from a poor section of town. So he basically gave her the wheel to, hey, have fun and drive, and they both died, So, but, a lot of people were commenting on social media, even in Iran, that, hey, in death, everything equals out, right? But that goes to freaking show, and because that's exactly, and it became more acutely aware even in Iran, that there's like this disparity between the wealthy and the poor, and the religious clerics are just profiting actually by the sanctions. That's exactly what happens, man. They never, who the hell even, like, if there's a war, who fights the battles, right? Sure ain't the elite. Somebody makes money off of that, too. So actually, hell comes to high water, and, the ultimate solution actually comes about with, all-out war with Iran, and they have nuclear weapons. Who the hell knows how that's going to come out, but I bet you somebody on the top is just going to make a lot of money, and they're going to be smiling all the way to the bank, which has always been the case. But be that as it may, the one thing we got is some aces up our sleeve over here in the United States, is because, I know they call them the founding fathers, and some people say, that ain't my father. Well, whatever, it ain't your father, whatever. But as far as us having the structure of limited government, it's still in place, even though it's getting bigger and bigger, and we still have the Bill of Rights. We don't have some holy, anointed people by God, religious clerics, telling us everything what to do. Actually, this is a very interesting case because, I thought, like, women weren't really supposed to be driving cars over in Iran so easily, It's just like, hey, man, I got a brand new Porsche, Here, girl, here's the keys. Go ahead, let's have fun. You can drive. Oh, I want to impress you because I want to bang you later, you know what I mean? Sure, that's what was going on. And she was the poor girl from the poor section of town, and he was the 21-year-old son of one of the religious clerics. So religious clerics, man, they got all the money to buy all the Porsches in the world while everybody else is starving and suffering in Iran. So, do you think they're not going to do anything bad, even to the U.S., the guys on the top I'm talking about in Iran? Do you think they're not going to do something bad? Yeah, they do something bad if they can get away with it. That's a fact, Jack. It's never like the people want to do something bad. It's always the top people, right? So if the top people are so narcissistic, they're so much like, I don't give a damn about everybody else, plus on the top of it, playing the religious card to the max, where they got, the grandson could have a Porsche, nice late model Porsche, and pick up some girl, 20-year-old girl girlfriend over around the poor section in town, try to impress her with driving his Porsche. Well, it kind of tells you, the religious people on the top in Iran are a bunch of bullshit, okay? Plain, simple language. And, the common people in Iran realize what's going on. They're freaking disgusted with it, man. Well, what the hell else is new? But, everybody's always bitching about the 1% in the USA. It's all over the freaking place, man. And, when they're making policy decisions against Iran, hey, the leadership in Iran is screwed up. They are. And, this is more proof they are. And I know people ain't going to like hearing this message, but that's just the way it is, man. It's like this all over the place, man. But I kind of get bugs the hell out of me because more so when you got a religious person that is corrupt as all hell. I can't remember to recall the name, but I remember the story. But there's this guy that was he was a corrupt preacher. He had his private jet. You know what happened to him? He had a crash landing and he died. And you know what the jet crashed into? A junkyard. You know, that was even more fitting. You know, down with the junk, man. Because you know, they see this all over the place, even in the Christian land too, with the 501c. You see it all over. You see it in India too. You know, where they get the girl that's like 12 years old, and they got to be the, you know, whatever, to do everything, the bidding of all the holy men and all this kind of crap. They got this all over the place. It's a bunch of garbage, man. But hey, you know, people in Iran are starving. Here, the 21-year-old grandson's got a late model Porsche, you know, driving around. And he didn't crash it, you know, the girl did. But, you know, he let her drive. So, you know, she was from the poor section. Hey, yeah, you can drive my car. It's cool. Just step on the gas. And they both died. Yeah, so I guess justice was done. But even the Iranians figured this out. But, hey, man, you got to look at what's really going on everywhere. You know, this is what bugs me about the alternative media. Say, like Rents, you know, he's always freaking tearing up to freaking everybody in the United States. Did he ever say anything against Putin and the oligarchs? No. A lot more over there to say about it. And, you know, I actually got a lot on that because I want to give you a word that's for later. Trespasskin. He was a super cop basically from the FSB. He actually tried to take on a lot of crap that went on there, and he got in trouble for it. So, you know, he found out that Putin's just as corrupt as a whole bunch of them, man. Sad to say, man. So, hey, man, it's the way it is. It's like, you know, it's not like the USA is evil and everywhere else is good. No way in hell. And I don't know, you know, the people, I'm going to tell you, I get pissed off at some of this alternative media because the alternative media is just smart enough to know better. Like Rents, he'll know better too. Jeff Rents, he'll know better too. He knows better that there's a lot of corruption over in China, more so than in the United States. A lot more corruption in Iran, more so than the United States. A lot more corruption in Saudi. Yeah, you mentioned Saudi because that's on the side of USA. A lot more corruption in Russia. Anything that's anti-USA, he's all like, hey, it's fine. But he's got enough intelligence to know better. You know what that's called? It's called marketing to freaking certain people. He's marketing to you people that, you know, are just love to hate the USA or something. I don't know what the deal is, but he knows better. He knows better. I'm not marketing to nobody, man. I realize they're corrupt all over the place and say, screw 'em. You understand? That's where I'm coming from. But this Porsche over here, being in a mangled wreck, it goes to show you loads and loads of money on the top with the clerics, including the grandkids. And while everybody's suffering from sanctions, there's a few people on the top in Iran that are making a whole hell of a lot of money off the sanctions. It's exactly the way it is.